By the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
President Trump is back here at Trump Tower and was greeted by protesters after race-fueled violence in Charlottesville. I'm Hannah Doba in New York City. I'll have the latest from Trump Tower coming up.
And a fast-moving grass fire in Clarkston, north of Three Forks yesterday, forced evacuations. Coming up, charges have been filed against those responsible for starting that blaze.
Good morning, 6:31 on this Tuesday. Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley with you. Matt has our forecast in a moment. Our top story, though, President Trump is at his home in New York City for the first time since being sworn in.
And he'll spend the next three nights at Trump Tower. He was met by protesters still angry about his response to the white nationalist rally this weekend in Virginia that left 1 dead and 19 injured. CBS's Hannah Doba is in New York with our latest.
Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey. Ho, ho.
The president arrived at his New York City home last night to protesters outside of Trump Tower. It was one of several demonstrations around the country denouncing this weekend's rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, during which white supremacists clashed with counter-protesters, leaving 1 person dead.
I cannot stand for Nazis in my country. I want everyone who lives here to feel safe because they deserve to.
20-year-old James Alex Fields Jr., the man who allegedly rammed his car into a crowd of activists in Charlottesville, is, according to friends, someone who admires Adolf Hitler. He appeared in court Monday, officially charged with injuring 19 and in the death of 32-year-old Heather Heyer.
I am extremely proud of my daughter. I'm extremely proud that she stood for what she believed in.
President Trump, after 2 days of criticism for not immediately condemning specifically white supremacy groups, did so on Monday.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists.
3 high-profile members of the president's American Manufacturing Council resigned in a single day in response to the president's delay. The CEO of Merck, Under Armour, and Intel's Brian Krasanich, who tweeted in part, "There should be no hesitation in condemning hate speech or white supremacy by name." Hannah Doba, CBS News, New York.
Now, the president may also be set up to shake up yet again his inner circle. 2 sources close to the White House tell CBS News that Steve Bannon may soon be out of a job. The president's chief strategist brought a nationalist message to the White House and once ran with the right-wing news service Breitbart.
In other news, a man who helped end a worldwide malware attack is now accused of committing computer fraud. He appeared in a Wisconsin court on Monday. CNN's Colleen Henry has the story.
23-year-old Marcus Hutchins earned his cyber chops as the good guy by finding the kill switch to the malware attack called WannaCry. Now federal prosecutors are casting Hutchins as the villain.
Marcus Hutchins is a brilliant young man and a hero. He is going to vigorously defend himself against these charges.
Hutchins and his California attorneys came to court to plead not guilty to the indictment that claims Hutchins created malware called Kronos. It allows users to steal banking information. The feds say between 2014 and 2015, Hutchins and an unnamed accomplice sold Kronos online.
And when the evidence comes to light, we're confident that he will be fully vindicated.
Cameras aren't allowed in federal court, but a sketch artist documented the hearing. The U.S. attorney wouldn't identify the accomplice or say why it brought the case in Wisconsin. But it has the attention of the cyber world glitterati. Renowned hacker and security expert Tara Wheeler came to court from Seattle after posting Hutchins' $30,000 bail.
The federal judge told Hutchins he could not return to his home in the UK, but he can live and work in Los Angeles, where his lawyer is located.
We are very pleased today that the court modified his terms, allowing him to return to his important work.
Mr. Hutchins, you have gone from being like this cause celeb to almost notorious. What do you want to say to people?
Hutchins thanked his supporters and headed off with his lawyers to prepare a closely watched defense.
Now, Hutchins faces decades in prison if convicted on all of those charges. And of course, that's a case we're going to continue to follow here.
Fascinating story there, too.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're talking about the trend of the rain going all
south.
By the way.
It's going south.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see much in the form of rain, so our water bills are going to continue to take that meteoric rise that we're so used to this time of year. Temperatures into the 40s and 50s this morning. It's actually very comfortable to be outside, and we don't have quite as much smoke in our sky, at least for the time being. Our temperature should top out into the mid-70s today. There's about a 20% chance of an isolated shower for parts of the southern portion of the viewing area. We'll talk about what that means as we go through the rest of the week, and of course detail your complete weekend forecast. That's coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Matt. Now, according to the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office, 2 juveniles suspected of starting a fast-moving grass fire near the Clarkston area on Monday have now been charged. The fire reported north of Three Forks was declared under control as of last night. It was first reported at about 1:30 on Monday afternoon. Fire departments from around the Gallatin and Broadwater counties, as well as the Montana Department of Natural Resources, U.S. Forest Service, and local residents all worked together to bring this fast-moving, approximately 250-acre blaze under control. Gallatin County Sheriff's deputies did issue evacuation warnings to those affected residents, and a mass notification system is utilized for text, voice, and email alerts. Now, according to the Sheriff's Office, helicopters as well as a few fire crews remained in the area overnight to monitor those hot spots. There will be fire patrols and cleanup work starting today. Residents have been allowed to return to their homes.
In other headlines, 2 men from Big Sky made an appearance in Gallatin County court for raping a Bozeman woman over the weekend. Roberto Bobadilla and Alex Romero were charged with sexual intercourse without consent. According to court documents, 2 men had met the victim at a bar and offered to give her a ride home. The woman told officers that she was very intoxicated, could not remember how many people were there when she got into the vehicle to leave the bar. Victim says that she woke up to one of the men having sex with her, but then passed back out. She woke a second time and realized it was a different man who was having sex with her. This time she was able to get up and ran out of the house to call police. Bobadilla's bond set at $100,000. Romero's set at $75,000. And the Broadwater County Sheriff's Office released the identity of 3 people killed in a fatal crash on Sunday. According to Montana Highway Patrol, a pickup traveling westbound blew out a tire just southeast of Amber Lane around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Truck crossed into the eastbound traffic and struck a car head-on. 2 adults and an infant in the car died. Broadwater County Sheriff Wynn Meehan identified the victim as 36-year-old Nicholas Ryan Whittle, 24-year-old Taylor Angela Nelson, and 11-month-old Kinsley Nelson. All 3 were from Belgrade. 2 people in the pickup were transported to the hospital for treatment.
And the Clean Air Montana Coalition stopped in Butte on Monday as a part of a small tour of the state to talk about its concerns for federal cuts for the EPA's budget. The group says it is concerned that the proposed 30% cut of the budget for the Environmental Protection Agency will have negative impacts on communities like Butte that have Superfund sites and could adversely affect the health of people. Now, the group sent letters to Senators Tester and Daines asking them to oppose those cuts.
We want to bring attention to this now so that when they go back to D.C., they know that cuts to the EPA mean a lot to folks in Butte and Anaconda and all the way down to Missoula and all across Montana.
Now, the group also made stops in Missoula as well as Helena.
And the Montana Department of Environmental Quality has given the company behind the Black Butte Copper Project the green light to move forward with the next step in their proposed copper mine in Marr County. Tintina Resources says the DEQ considers its mine operating permit, or MOP, as complete after months and multiple submissions. Tintina's proposed mine is underground, 17 miles north of White Sulphur Springs, sits above Sheep Creek. An environmental impact study will now begin, allowing the public the opportunity to provide input through comment periods. The EIS is expected to take about a year to complete. Jerry Zieg, Vice President of Exploration, says this is testament to the commitment Tintina has to ensuring the safety of the surrounding environment.
We do have to take a quick break, but stay with us, because up next it is your Montana-made product of the week. But first, a little preview of what's coming up at 7 right here on CBS.
Good morning. Ahead here on CBS this morning, new signs White House political strategist Steve Bannon's job could be in jeopardy. And we'll take you inside the operations center that's hunting drugs on the high seas. How smugglers are finding new ways to get around the Coast Guard. We'll see you right at 7.